Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to the channel if you are new watching this video. I'm going to have a little bit of a special one for you today. This is going to be how to clean a revolver and also how to clean your cylinder assembly inside the revolver, which will require a little bit of disassembly and memorizing how to put this thing back together, which you can watch this video as many times as you want on how to do that. So we have a Smith & Wesson 44 Magnum here today, and this will work for just about, if not all, Smith & Wesson revolvers. And honestly, majority of revolvers out there, I think anyways, you can pretty much follow this. Might be a little bit different per brand, if you will, on the technicalities, but the gist will be the same. So, all right, how do we clean a revolver? Well, most people know we've shot, we look inside, we're clear, nothing here. Okay, that's great. Let me clean my revolver. They go ahead and they scrub out the barrel, scrub out each cylinder, give this a good wipe down. You can tell it needs to be clean, which is why I'm making this video. They'll wipe down in here, they'll wipe this down. I'm like, oh man, we're all set, ready to rock and roll for the next shoot. Oh yeah, definitely. But as time goes on and, you know, you put hundreds and thousands of rounds through these things like I do, you might go clear this out one day and it might hang up or get snagged like right here. And you're like, why won't this do that? Well, probably because it's gommed up with thousands of rounds worth of carbon. So I'm going to show you guys how to take this apart. I have my Wheeler gunsmithing kit here. It's a full screwdriver set. Comes with a whole bunch of like everything you would ever need to service pretty much any firearm. Torque specs on these things, 15 to 20 inch-pounds. Not foot-pounds, because you're going to strip these screws if you use foot-pounds. Inch-pounds. I usually put it right under 20 so I know it's nice and tight. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to taking this thing apart. So here is one of your caster screws right here. You're going to want to take this one out because that's what holds the whole assembly together. So you're going to line your screwdriver up nice and gingerly. You don't want to scratch the firearm. And just give that old turn to the left. And you should see it once it starts to kind of bobble a little bit. That's when you know it's ready to take out. See this little piece right here? It has a point on it. And I'll show you why in just a second. So put that over here somewhere you're not going to lose it. Flip the gun around. We've already made sure that it's clear. There's no rounds in there. Open your cylinder, and it should, you've already seen it start going, slide right out. Now, if you look in here, you can see all sorts of carbon up in there. That is trouble as far as guns go. And you can see on this arm here, look at all that carbon, right? You're not going to get to clean this normally if you don't pull it apart, okay? So next what we're going to do, this right here, you can take this off. 500 Magnums, there's a little bit of a bevel on here. You cannot slide this piece off like this, okay? This moves freely on the 44 and I think the 357, but mine that I have, you probably have to remove this piece. But that's besides the point. These are reverse threaded. So normally righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. No sir, sorry I bumped the camera. Righty-loosey, lefty-tighty. Hold on to this assembly on this end and this end when you take this thing apart, and I'll show you why. Because get ready to catch it. Oh, there's springs all over the place, okay? So you're going to pull this away. Now you have this right here. If you look on the back side, is this piece right here. This is the rod that pushes that assembly, okay? So you can take this out. This piece sits right here when you go to pull it back together, okay? You can take that off. And there is a little spring on the push rod. Take that off. And now you can clean your push rod. Look how filthy it is in here, guys. Seriously. It gets dirty in here. I'm not kidding. And the push rod, you'll know how to put it back in. And I'll show you in a minute. This piece right here is what stops the spring from going all the way through. So we'll show you that in a minute. Take this spring out. Now, you're ready to take your pusher out, okay? And you'll notice that there's a flat side on here and there's a flat side on here, so don't panic. But now that it's fully disassembled, you can actually go ahead and service the internals of these things. You want to, sorry, bump the camera. You want to clean in here. Just take a piece of cotton, maybe with a little cleaner on it, run it through there, and then make another pass with some oil. Get up in here really good into each cylinder, clean the face really good, clean around this lip right here, wipe down up in here really good, because when you pass it through here, it's not going to get here. I usually take a Q-tip and I clean up in there really well. So let's get ready to put this thing back together. Big country, how do I put it back together? Well, here we go. So first things first, you can take your pusher, line up the flat piece, flat, line those up, and it should just slide right in just like so, okay? Next, that blue spring that we took out, we're going to go ahead and just place that right back inside. Okay, there we go. Now you're going to take your push rod, take this little piece right here, and you're going to want to put that right there, okay? Now, the spring for the push rod, you're going to have a short end and you're going to have a long end with a little, I guess you'd call it a buffer right there to keep the spring from falling backwards. Go ahead and put your spring on. If I can do it, it's kind of hard holding the cylinder. Place that back in here. You'll feel it on your finger. That's how you know you have it in the right spot. Now you'll take this piece right here, and remember, to tighten it up, you're going to turn it toward yourself. Your mind is going to scream at you that you're doing it wrong, but you're not. But just be a little bit ginger when you're putting this back on here, because it's going to want to slide and catch this little, I guess you call it a ring or whichever, and then you're going to push that back. Now how I do this, I allow that rod it's poking through right here, okay? I allow that to come. I just hold it on the side to keep the push plate in place, and you're going to push in until you feel it catch, and then you're going to just start gingerly turning. See how it didn't go? Gingerly turning toward yourself. Now it's going to go. You'll know because you'll feel it catch, okay? Tighten that all the way down. And I like to be extra careful with these. I got it finger tight. What I'll do is I'll take one of my rags here, wrap it around the head for protection, and then I'll take a pair of pliers and just ever so, not very hard, but just give it like a little, just like that. That's all you need. Make sure it's tight, okay? Next, you're going to take this piece after you've cleaned it all. Here's where that screw sits right here, okay? So this is the piece that's going to go back into here. The screw sets right in just like that, which allows us to rotate and holds it in place, okay? So this is the part that you're going to slide back over the top like this. And then you're going to take your firearm, line up. It can be a little tricky. Line it back up, slide it in, close your cylinder, lock it in, make sure it's locked, okay? Next, you're going to take your setting screw, start it by hand. All right, because these threads are very finicky. Start it by hand, and once you know you got it in and it's not coming back out, just like that, you can go ahead and take your screwdriver, place it on here. Remember, 20 inch pounds, 15 to 20. I like to do just shy, like 19 on here. That's the specs for Smith & Wesson revolvers. Because if you go past that, you can start to stretch and strip your threads in there, and then it's no good. So keep tightening. You'll feel it lock, and then just give it a little crank. Click. Now it's torqued down to 20 inch pounds, and your revolver is ready to rock and roll. Just like that. Double action still works. Single action still works. And that's how you fully clean a Smith & Wesson revolver. There is a way to get up in here and you can clean the action. It's pretty pneumatically tight, which means it's pretty airtight, which means not a lot of stuff's going to get in there. The only time you'll really get stuff in there over time is if it ever comes back through here, and it will, but you really only need to do that once in a blue moon. I clean this cylinder assembly like that maybe after every 200 rounds. 150 to 200, depending on how, you know, diligent I'm feeling with it. But that's besides the point. If you guys like this content, please give it a like, comment, and subscribe. It definitely helps out. And I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next cleanup video.